Anish Das, Ram Thapa, and Rintu Sunwal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, students, so last class we have discussed till the primary functions of commercial bank. Okay, so the functions of commercial banks are divided into various categories. One is primary function that already we have discussed. Today we will be discussing about agency functions of commercial bank. Okay, so agency functions of commercial bank means what? Agency means what? That means commercial banks are acting as agent of the customer. That means agent means they are working as acting as middleman of the middleman between the what customers and the other firms, we can say. Fine. So banks are commercial banks are acting as agents for the customer. So what are the agency functions that they perform? You can see here point number 1, collection of checks, drafts, bill of exchange, etc. of their customer from other banks, right? So here commercial banks, what they do it, they collect bill of exchange, they collect checks, they collect draft, they collect all these on behalf of the customers. Next one is collection of dividends and interest from business and individual firms. So collection of dividend. So if a customer, okay, has a bank account and he or she has invested money into any shares, okay, shares of any company. So that particular company where the person has invested money, so that company like every year gives dividend to the shareholders, and that dividend will be directly deposited into the bank account. Fine. So that is second point. So dividend collection. So bank also helps the customer in collecting the dividend, as well as next one is interest from business and industrial firm. Interest as in like if the customer has invested money or purchased some debentures, right? So interest on debenture, that is also collected by the banks on behalf of the customers. Understood? So that is your second point all about. Third point is purchase and sale of securities, shares, debentures, government securities on behalf of the customers. Okay, so if any customer wants to buy shares, okay, that is purchase and sell, buy shares or sell shares. The next one is debentures. If they want to buy debentures or any government securities, so that can be done with the help of the banks. Okay, but to buy shares and sell shares, a person need to have a demat account, right? That is dematerialized account. But again, the demat account has to be linked with the bank account. Then only the transactions can be done. So money has to be transferred from the bank account of the customer to the demat account. Then the person can do the transaction, right? And dividend will be collected, dividend will be deposited in the bank account of the customer, and even the customer will be able to, okay, buy shares, or we can say sell shares, or we can say buy debentures, okay, with the help of the bank. So that is the agency function. Next one is bank also act as trustee. Okay, trustee হিসাবেও তোমার কাম করে, and even like they also acting as executors. Okay, executors. Okay, as a executor, what the bank does it execute the will of the customer after their death. Okay, so it also execute the will of the customers after their death. So they also act as trustee and executor on behalf of the customer. Now next one is making payments such as insurance premium, income tax, subscription, etc. on behalf of the customers as per their advice. So that is called, we can say, standing instruction. So it is we, that means the customers of the bank, we give standing instructions to the bank that, like, you know, on this date of every month, okay, make payment. So make payment to the insurance company, make payment to the schools, make payment to the colleges, make payment to that particular organization as subscription. So that way we can give standing instruction. That means हम लोग इंस्ट्रक्शन बैंक को देंगे कि ये डेट पे इतना पैसा यहाँ पे जमा हो जाना चाहिए. So that money will be deducted from our bank account. So if we have to pay insurance premium, we do not have to go to the insurance company. Okay? If we are instructing to the bank, bank will pay on behalf of us. So that is, bank is acting as agent. Okay? If we have to pay some subscription or income tax, it is the bank who will pay on behalf of us. The money will be deducted from our account, no doubt, but bank will automatically do that function for us. Okay, so that's why it is called as banks are our agents. Why? Because they are performing all these agency functions. Am I clear to you? So that means they are acting as agents for us. Fine. Now next one is general utility functions. So other than primary functions, what are the primary functions that we have discussed? Accepting deposits and providing loans and advances. Okay, so apart from primary functions, the banks are providing agency function as well as your general utility functions like other functions. So what are the other functions that is given to the customers by the commercial bank? So the first one is banks are providing what? Locker facility. Okay, one locker facility is given. If I want to keep if the customer want to keep, silver or gold or ornaments or any important or valuable documents that can be kept in the locker. Okay, so the customer will have one locker and the keys are given. One key will be with the customer, one key will be with the banker. Okay, so with the help of that, in that locker, in the safe custody, ornaments, gold or silver ornaments or diamonds or important or valuable documents can be kept. Now, the number 2 is transfer money of the customer from one bank to the other by way of demand draft, mail transfer. So, bank also, what they do is, they transfer money from one person to the another person, from one customer to the another person. Okay, from one bank to the another bank. So, transfer of money is also another function. Next one is with the use of computers and internet. So, nowadays this is the era of internet. Okay, so with the help of internet, nowadays the banks are facilitating online transfer of money from one bank to the other bank. So nowadays, as this is the era of now internet, we can do, that means a bank can do internet or we can say online transfer. Because if we want to deposit, if we want to send money from Duliajan to Delhi, Duliajan to USA, we can do it, right? So there are many facilities like RTGS, NEFT. So with the help of that, we can transfer money from one place to the another place within a very short span of time. Next one is issue letters of credit to enable the customers to purchase commodities on the basis of credit. So letters of credit, that is one of the document that is also issued by the bank. So what is letter of credit? So letter of credit is one of the document which is used in international trade, right? Which is used in international trade. So it is the importer's bank which prepares, or we can say issue the letter of credit. Why? To give the credit worthiness of the person. Okay, whoever, like it is issued by the importer's bank to give the credit worthiness of the importer, that yes, this particular person who is going to import goods from foreign country. So letter of credit is issued by the importer's bank and send it to the exporter. And it is the proof that our customer is the importer and he has the credit worthiness. He has the ability to pay. You freely send goods from your country and our customer, that is the importer, he will pay you money. Don't worry. So that is the purpose of your letter of credit. Fine. So that particular document is also issued by commercial bank. Now next one is endorse and provide guarantee to the shares issued by the joint stock companies and help them in raising capital. So here this is another point, that bank also helps the companies to raise capital. Fine. So these are your 5 points, 5 general utility functions. Now next one is, another utility function is traveler checks are issued by the commercial bank to avoid the risk of carrying cash. So traveler check is like it is issued to the travelers. If they want to, like, if they do not want to carry hard cash with them, okay, they can prepare one. They can take one traveler check and roam the world, fine, and that is issued by the banks. Then it also provide foreign exchange to the customer for import and export. Then it convey information on behalf of their customer to the businessmen operating in other places, and also collect information of such businessmen and provide it to the customer. So valuable informations are also provided by the banks. Then recently the commercial banks have been establishing ATM. Okay, recently, it's like not very recent. You know what is the utility of ATM. Okay, so banks are also providing all-time money. What is the full form of ATM? Automated teller machine. So with the help of that, by 24/7, a customer can withdraw money from any ATM. Fine. So these are your general utility functions. Now we'll move on to some principles of commercial bank. So you all are coming for the class regularly?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay, good. So the first one is principle of liquidity. Who said yes? Huh? Who said yes? From Anish. Anish Das.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay, fine. Okay, the study material is with you, in front of you. Fine. The principles of commercial bank, the first one is principle of liquidity. So principle of liquidity is like, the money can be converted, the money is converted, anytime money can be converted into cash. That is principle of liquidity, right? Like liquidity is that. Now what is the principle of liquidity all about? Deposits are repayable on demand or after expiry of a certain period. So any customer is depositing money, okay, why that person has deposited money? Because in future, if there is any emergency situation, he will get the money from the bank. If he'll go to the bank to withdraw, an expectation is that bank will give me money. Fine. So that is principle of liquidity. Bank, if customers are depositing money into the bank, into his account, whenever the customer will go and demand that I want my money this much, okay, the bank should give them. Okay, so that is your principle of liquidity. To meet the demand for cash, all commercial banks have to keep certain amount of cash in their custody. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि कस्टमर ने पैसा डिपॉजिट किया, अगले दिन, नेक्स्ट डे और आफ्टर 1 month all the money is given as loan to the other customers. Okay, वैसा होगा तो if I'll go to the bank, if I want to withdraw my own money, the bank won't be able to give. That should not be the case. So principle of liquidity is that whenever the customer will demand for money, the commercial bank, they should keep some money so that, some ready-made cash with them so that they will be able to give money to the customers. Next is principle of profitability. So banking is also a business. Okay, so all the banks, irrespective of your public or private bank, they're sitting to do business. And whenever we are talking about business, that means profit, right? So principle of profitability. So that is one. The driving force of commercial enterprise is to generate profit. Okay, so all the commercial banks, okay, main motive is to make profit. So it is true in case of commercial bank also, right? So whenever customer is depositing money, the bank is giving around 3 to 4% in saving account. But whenever they are advancing loan to the customer, they are charging around minimum 10 to 11%. Okay, 12%, 13%. So what is the profit range you see? Around 10%. They are giving to the customers 3%, but the people who are taking loan from them, they are charging 13%. So that is their profit, 10% is their profit. So they are sitting to do business. So principle of profitability is that all the commercial banks, they are doing business They ensure what? Making profit. Next is principle of solvency. Commercial banks should be financially sound.
Excuse me, ma'am. Madam,
Yes, yes,
I'm sorry to disturb you.
yes,
One question was there.
yes.
Whatever you are teaching today, will it be uploaded in the YouTube, madam?
Whenever I'm teaching,
The video of it, will it be uploaded in the YouTube so that we can see it later on?
yeah, are you a subscriber of CMA Duliajan chapter?
Yes, madam, I have subscribed
You
it.
are, right. You go to the
Yes.
playlist. You go to the playlist. You open your mobile phone.
Okay.
Okay, you go to the playlist. First, you open the YouTube channel, CMA Duliajan chapter.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so when you click that, you will find home videos, live and playlist. Have you got it?
Okay, madam.
Okay, so you click playlist.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so in the playlist you will find foundation paper for management and economics. There the first video you will see my picture only.
Yes,
Black
madam.
color salwar I am wearing.
Okay.
So the classes, especially my classes, are uploaded in that particular playlist. Have you got it?
Okay, yes, madam.
Okay, fine. You can see
Thank
there.
you, madam.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Where are you, Anish, now, right now? Which place?
Right now I am at home, madam.
Home as in where is your home?
Tinshukia.
Or Tinsukia? That's what I'm asking. Okay, fine. Very good. At least you are responding and asking, and you have the curiosity and you want to see the videos. Thank you so much.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So the third is your commercial bank should be financially sound and maintain a required capital for running the business. Okay, as I've told you, banking is also one of the business. Okay, and why profit is required? If they want to run, if they want to survive, right? So that's where profit is required. So if they want to be solvent, so the opposite, see, solvency is opposite of insolvent. That means no money, bankrupt is insolvent. So solvency means the particular bank has the good financial capacity. Okay, sound, we can say sound, financially sound. That is this point all about. So commercial banks should be financially sound and maintain a required capital to run the business smoothly. So that is your point number 3. Point number 4 is principle of safety. Okay, principle of safety. Now we as customer are depositing money, our hard earned cash, hard earned money. कष्ट करके जो पैसा अभी हम लोगों ने earn किया उसको बैंक में रख दिया. But what is the guarantee that वो बैंक में पैसा हमारा save है? Right? So that is principle of safety all about. Okay, we need to trust the bank and bank has to be good, financially sound. Okay, bank का profit हो रहा है. So that way we need to see the bank and we need to deposit the money. So that way customers are depositing money. So that is your principle of safety all about. So while investing the fund, banks are to be cautious because bank's money is depositors' money. Right? So whenever the bank is providing loans to XYZ company or any Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z, the bank should carefully examine whether those firm or whether those people will be able to return back the money or not. ऐसे blindly कोई भी आ गया लोन लेने के लिए दे दो, ठीक है? ऐसे करने से क्या होगा? बैंक गया, डूब गया और डिपॉजिटर्स का पैसा भी डूब गया, बैंक बंद, कस्टमर्स का पैसा खत्म, है कि नहीं? So that is all about your principle of safety. So while investing the fund, bank need to be very careful because they are investing whose money? They are investing depositors' money. Banks are also investing money. Banks are also buying shares from other company. Okay, buying shares of the other company. Banks are also investing money in other companies. Why? Because they want to run their business, they want profit. Okay, even they want to grow. ठीक है, जैसे there are many banks. Here we have HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank. You see, like, they are also investing money. You Google it, you see wherever they are investing money. Fine. Okay, now next is principle of collection of savings. So this is a very important principle for today's banking business. Commercial banks always seek huge amount of ideal money from the clients. Nowadays, banks fix up the target for their employees to generate more savings from the people. So this is like principle of collection of saving. Whatever people will earn, and a percentage is spent by the people, and a portion of money is saved into the bank. ठीक है, तो आजकल क्या हो रहा है, बैंक में बहुत सारे एम्प्लॉयज आर अपॉइंटेड और वो एम्प्लॉय को टारगेट दिया जाता है, टारगेट इज गिवन. Okay, employees are appointed, sales team is appointed, and target is given to all the employees, and even the branch manager has the target that आपको इतना business लाना है, आपका जो branch है इतना business आपको लाना ही है, and the branch manager will give target to the employees. ठीक है, so those employees will approach the people that you open account in our bank and deposit your money. Whatever you wants to save your money into our bank. Right? So that way the bank will run. So that is this principle all about. Principle of collection of savings. Clear? Now next is principle of loan and investment policy. So the main earning source of commercial bank is what? Giving loan, that is lending and investing money. Okay, giving loan to the other people, giving loan to the business firms, to the viable projects. So commercial banks always try to earn profit through sound investment. Understood this? Now next is principle of economy. Principle of economy is like commercial banks never go for any unnecessary expenditure. Economy hona hai, ensures economy. No unnecessary expenditure. So they always try to maintain their functions with economy that increase their yearly profit. Okay? Now next is principle of providing services. So apart from primary functions, they are also providing, as you have now learned, they are also providing various utility functions, agency functions. Why? Because they want to gain reputation in the market. So a better service brings better reputation for the bank. So if they are giving better service to the customers, they will be able to increase their customer base. Right? Next is principle of secrecy. So secrecy maintain karna hai, that is another one. Commercial bank maintains and keeps the client's account secretly. क्योंकि उन लोगों को पता होता है ये कस्टमर के पास कितना अकाउंट में कितना पैसा है, पैसा कहाँ गया, किसको दिया. They can see it. All the like bankers, they can see the accounts of their customers. They have the we can say the right as in like on their screen they can see how much amount is deposited and how much amount is debited and credited. पैसा कहाँ गया, कौन दिया, कहाँ पे ट्रांसफर हुआ, कहाँ से पैसा आ रहा है ना, दिल्ली से आ रहा है, मुंबई से आ रहा है, यहाँ से आ रहा है, वहाँ से आ रहा है. They know it. लेकिन वही information बाहर लीक करेंगे, you think what will happen to that particular bank? Right? Secrecy maintained is very much important. So commercial bank maintains and keeps the client's account secretly. Nobody except the legitimized person is allowed to see the accounts of the clients. Now principle of modernization. So they need to cope up with the changing business scenario. They need to cope up with the competitive world. Change हो रहा है, technology change हो रहा है, they need to change it. Modern हो रहा है, all the banks are going modern, even they need to cope up with it. ठीक है? So nowadays it's a modern banking system. RTGS है, ठीक है नहीं? Mobile banking है, internet banking है. So it is the age of science and technology. So to cope up with the advanced world of the commercial bank has to adopt modern technical services like online banking, credit card, debit card, etc. There are many principles, you see. Now next is principle of specialization. So it is the age of specialization. Here commercial banks segments their whole function into various parts and place their human resources according to their efficiency. Okay, loan section, credit card section, debit card section, okay, mutual fund section. So that way various sections are open. So that is your specialization. So to provide better services to the customer, they are specializing in various services. Next is principle of location. So they will choose a suitable location. ठीक है, अच्छे से जगह लोकेशन देख के जहाँ पे कस्टमर को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो वहाँ पे जाके ओपन ब्रांच, right, where they will get more customers, where customers will not find it difficult, okay, to reach the bank. Open your eyes, see the book. Now next is principle of relation. Commercial banks always try to maintain a good relation with their clients and potential customers. This you have understood, okay. Then try to have a good relation with the customer. Then principle of publicity. So if you would like to earn more money, you have to give more advertisement through various media. ठीक है, publicity भी जरूरी है. ठीक है, banks need to advertise. In that case, commercial banks follow this kind of principles to increase their customers. Okay. So next we will see bank rate policy, that we will see when we'll study the central bank. So now we'll move into this another chapter. So I have already told you what is commercial bank all about. Now we will see about central bank. Okay. So you know there is one central bank in a country. The name of the central bank is Reserve Bank of India. Yes. So this is called as the apex of the banking system in a country. So which bank is the apex level bank in our country? So that way options will be given. So that will be your RBI or central bank. You have to choose. So central bank controls, regulates and supervises the activities of all the banks of our country, the banking system of our country. So in a country, the central bank was established in 1935 and it was nationalized by the government in 1949 and renamed as RBI. Fine? Renamed as RBI. Now, what are the objectives of central bank? Central bank क्यों बना? क्यों establish हुआ? What are the objectives behind it? To maintain the internal value of the currency, then to preserve the external value of currency, then to ensure price stability, then to promote financial institutions, okay, as the financial institution, all the banks, be it your public or private, all banks are regulated, supervised and controlled by the central bank. So it promotes financial institutions and it also promotes economic development of the country. Fine? Okay. Now what are the functions of central bank? So as you know, the most important function of central bank is note issue. What they do? They print note. So that is note issue. So central bank alone is authorized to issue currency notes in a country. It has the monopoly right to do so. It also enables the central bank to control the supply of money as per the requirements of the company. Okay. So they also, what they do? They also control the supply of money. They print money and whenever they want, they will control the supply of money with the help of your credit control techniques. Fine. So this is the first function of central bank. And the second function is banker to government. Okay. So they are called as the banker to the government. Right. Government ka wo banker hai. Right. So they maintain the accounts of the government funds. Second one is it receives money and makes payment on behalf of the government. On behalf of the government, it is the central bank which makes payment and receives money. Then it gives ways and means advances to the government. They also give advances or loans to the government. Then they issue new loans on behalf of the government. On behalf of the government, they issue loans. This is the next point, point number E. This one? Yeah. Now it manages the public debt. Okay, so public debt is also managed by central bank. It undertakes foreign exchange transaction on behalf of the government. So in a very clear language it is given. It acts as the agent of the government in dealing with the international financial institutions. So they also act as agent of the government, okay, to deal with various international financial institutions like IMF, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, etc. And it advises the government on financial matters. So time to time, whenever government seek for any assistance or advice, they also provide advices to the government. So these are your, we can say, the function of central bank as a banker to the government. Okay, so they are also called as banker to the government. Why they are called as banker to the government? Because government's accounts are maintained by the central bank. Okay, on behalf of the government, they receive money and gives payment. Fine. Now next one is bankers bank. Bankers bank मतलब क्या है? जितना भी country में banks है, be it your public bank or private bank, commercial bank हो, cooperative bank हो, okay, any type of bank, all are under your central bank, okay, and वो सब bank का ये क्या है? Bank है, okay, that's why it is called as father of, okay, father of all the banks. So bankers bank. So you see the points here, point number A, B, C. Point number A is every bank maintains a certain minimum cash reserve with the central bank as statutory obligation. So statutory obligation, like, you know, legally they are obliged to keep a minimum reserve, okay, by all the commercial bank, by all the banks, every bank, by all the banks, they need to keep a minimum cash reserve with the central bank, and that is statutory obligation. Compulsorily they have to do it. If they are not following it, they will get notice. Okay, if they are not following it, if they will not adhere to the rules and regulations, the central bank will give notice, or they, you know, central bank has the right to shut the bank also, okay, close the bank also. Then it serves as a lender of the last resort. This helps the commercial banks to overcome the problems of liquidity. So in the time of trouble, in the time of difficulty situation, it is the central bank who helps the commercial banks. Okay, and will be able to meet the demand for withdrawals even in times of financial stringency. At the time of financial emergency or urgency, so that time it is the central bank which helps the central bank or commercial banks. Next one, it acts as a clearing house for the commercial banks to settle their interbank accounts. This is possible because all commercial banks have account with the central bank in which the central bank keeps their cash balances. Okay, clearing house function is like, suppose I have bank account in Axis Bank. Okay, he has bank account in, suppose, ICICI Bank. Fine, but we both have, like, both banks, like, you know, Axis Bank and ICICI Bank, they have account with the central bank. Now, if I will give one check to him, check from Axis Bank to the person who is having bank account in ICICI Bank, ठीक है, वो जाके क्या करेगा? ICICI बैंक में मेरा दिया हुआ चेक वहाँ पे जमा कर दिया, ठीक है? So that is like सेंट्रल बैंक बीच में आके क्लियरिंग हाउस फंक्शन करेगा. कैसे करेगा? जैसे मेरा अकाउंट ये जो है आपका एक्सिस बैंक का अकाउंट डेबिट करके आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का अकाउंट क्रेडिट करेगा. So that is like clearing house function. So central bank, okay, does the clearing house function. So that is your point number C. Now, point number 4, lender of the last resort. So the central bank serves as the lender of the last resort not only to commercial bank but also to discount houses and other credit institutions. They may approach the central bank when they face the problem of liquidity. So it is the central bank hai last resort, matlab last option. Like any commercial bank or any financial institutions are facing any kind of problem, financial problem, so they will go to their father. ठीक है, पापा जी ऐसा हो गया. Okay, we are in trouble. We are facing trouble with liquidity. हम लोग के पास पैसा नहीं है. So it is the central bank who will help all the banks. So that's why they are called as the central bank is called as the lender of the last resort. Now next one is controller of credit. ठीक है, controller of credit मतलब क्या? Money supply कम करेंगे और जो commercial bank पब्लिक को पैसा दे के इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ा दिया है. ओके, पैसा दे दिया, इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ा दिया. ओके, तब the central bank will come into picture and will try to control credit. Okay, with the help of various techniques, qualitative and quantitative techniques. So here, this is the most important function of the central bank. It controls the volume of credit in the economy through appropriate monetary policy. Okay, so with the help of various techniques, the central bank will try to control the volume of credit that is created by commercial bank. ठीक है, commercial bank के पास सब कोई लोग public आके बोला कि हम लोग को loan दे दो. Then the commercial bank has given loan to everyone. ठीक है, loan to everyone. Now inflation हो गया, सबके पास पैसा आ गया. Everybody has went to the market to buy goods and services, and suddenly demand for goods has increased and inflation हो गया, सामान का दाम बढ़ गया. So तब like the central bank will come into the picture and will try to control credit. So that is controller of credit. Fine. So have you understood? So it takes steps to reduce the control in case of inflation. Okay, understood? So we'll see like what are the various techniques that is adopted by central bank to control credit. Now next one is custodian of foreign exchange reserve. So they are also called as, central bank is also called as custodian of foreign exchange reserve. The central bank maintains the reserve of foreign exchange and regulates their use. Okay, foreign exchange का reserve भी maintain वो करते हैं, and even they regulates the central bank regulates their use. It has the responsibility to maintain the stability of the exchange rate of the native currency in terms of the foreign currency. Fine. So this is another function. Clear? Clear or not? So what are the functions? The first one is note issue. Second one is they are the bankers of the government, banker of the government, bankers of all the banks, then lender of the last resort, then custodian of the foreign exchange reserve. Okay, then controller of credit. Fine. Now we'll see the difference between central bank and commercial bank. Okay, difference between central bank and commercial bank. So central bank is only one and commercial banks are many. Central bank is only one, commercial banks are many. Central bank issues currency note and commercial bank, they do not have the right. Okay, central bank has the monopoly right, but commercial banks, they do not have the monopoly right. Okay, central bank, their motive is not to earn profit. Central bank, their motive is not to earn profit, but commercial bank, their motive is to earn profit. Okay, and central bank enjoys supreme monetary authority, because that's why they are called as the apex level bank, and they do not have authority, hence no such power is enjoyed. And central bank is the ultimate source of money supply, because they print money. Okay, they issue currency notes, so they are the ultimate source of money supply, but commercial bank, they do not have such right. And central bank is act as the banker to the government, and commercial bank, they are the banker of the customer, general public, banker of various institutions, bankers of various firms, organizations. Then central bank is the lender of the last resort, and commercial bank often undertakes risky business activities and sometimes may fail, but central bank, they never fails. Next, central bank, they do not deal with money, public, they do not deal with public, they do not accept and provide loans to the general public, but commercial bank, they deal with the public only. They accept money from the public, they deposit money, they provide loans and advances to the public. Now, next one is, it is generally subordinate to the state, that is your state owned or state managed, but commercial bank, that can be government banks also, public banks also, it can be private banks also. Okay, duta ekei as a privately owned. It is like, it can be governments also or private banks also. Next, central bank issues currency paper notes, and its nature operation is credit creation and cannot issue paper notes. What they can do it, commercial bank can create credit, but they cannot issue currency notes. Then the next one is, the basis of cash money issued is gold and foreign reserve, and here the basis of credit money generated is cash deposit. Okay, so these are the differences between central bank and commercial bank. Now we'll see few financial institution, and this financial institution you need to remember the establishment years. Okay, so in the MCQ, establishment years will come, and sometimes we can say the abbreviations, full forms. So IFCI, that is Industrial Finance Corporation of India, that is established in 1948. So 1st July 1948, and the main objective is to make medium and long term credit to the industrial unit. So that means IFCI is catering the needs of the industrial unit only. Okay, they are catering the needs to the industrial unit only. So they are providing medium and long term credit to the industrial unit. Okay, so they are providing loans for a period of 25 years, subscribing to the shares and debentures floated by industrial concerns. Then they are granting loans in foreign currencies, and they are guaranteeing for deferred payment in respect of import of capital goods. So these are the functions of IFCI. Okay, so IFCI is mainly, they deal with industrial unit, that you remember. Okay, they deal with industrial units, industrial unit who wants to take loan, a huge amount of loan, and that is established in the year 1948. Next is your State Financial Corporation, SFC. So this is established in 1953 in Punjab. At present there are 18 SFCs in various states. Okay, so this is established in the state Punjab, SFC, that's why State Financial Corporation. So in at present, like we have 18 SFC in 18 different states. The main objective of the SFC is to meet the requirements of medium and small scale industries in various states. So even this organization institute is also catering to the needs of the industrial units. Fine. Okay. Now next is ICICI. What is the full form of ICICI? Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India, established in 1955. First one is 1948, IFCI. SFC is 1955. Okay, 53, sorry, established in Punjab. Now currently how many? 18, yes. So ICICI, full form you remember, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India, that is 1955. The main aim of ICICI is to develop the industries under the private sectors only. It is a private bank. Okay, so ICICI is a private bank. Now SIDC, what is the full form of SIDC? State Industrial Development Corporation, established in 1960, and the objective is what? Rapid industrialization in the state. So that means what? See, these institutions are promoting the new units. Any person, any individual wants to come up with a new industry. Okay, if that person wants to take up loan, so all these institutions helps. फाइन. अच्छा से एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाना पड़ेगा, आपको शो करना पड़ेगा. Then loan is given by all these institutions to the new industrialist to start a new one, to expand and to grow and even to diversify. किसी को expand करना है, grow करना है, capital बढ़ाना है. Like for all this purpose also, all these institutions provide loans, medium and long-term loans. So rapid industrialization in the state. At present there are 28 SIDCs in India. Next is UTI, 1964, Unit Trust of India. So the main objective is encourage and mobilize the savings of the community and channelize them into productive corporate investment. So these are your functions. Mobilizes the saving of the relatively small investors. Channelize these small savings and use it into various productive investment. ठीक है, saving को लाना है और वो saving को क्या करना है, they invest into various productive projects, जो बड़ा बड़ा productive projects है, where return is high, and distribute the large scale economics among small income groups. So whatever will be the profit, so that is distributed among the small income groups. Clear? Now next one, Industrial Development Bank of India, IDBI. Year is 1964. So you need to remember the year. 1964, it is the apex bank in the industrial credit. This is the apex bank. So IDBI, which is the apex bank, the first day I have told you in the MCQ, can you remember? Apex level development bank. No, you don't remember the first day, right? So it is the IDBI. It was established in 1964. It is the apex bank in the industrial credit. Up to 1976, it was the subsidiary bank to RBI, but after 1976, it was formed as an autonomous corporation. Okay, first day. The functions of IDBI is it can establish the cooperation and coordination among the industrial financial institutions. So IDBI provides loan to the what? Industrial unit. So all this, not only IDBI. So they provide what? Industrial credit. It provides the direct finance to industrial units. So all these institutions are providing medium or long-term loans to the industrial unit. It saves the weaker industrial units through the development assistance fund. It assists in the creation, expansion and modernization. किसी को business expand करना है, modernize करना है, so they do it. They helps. It also provides the export finance. Export finance today. Right? Clear? Or केटा আছে? How many? Okay, many more. Okay, 24. So now we are in 6. So from 7 we'll see in the next class. Okay. Fine then. So today we have discussed what? We have discussed the agency and general utility functions of commercial bank. Then central bank, establishment year of central bank. 19? Yes, nationalizing. Okay. And what is the full form of IDBI? Okay. What is the full form of SFC? State? Okay, fine. Okay, thank you so much.